Today we're going to be reviewing the Galaxy Note 10.1. This is the 2014 edition. This is the newest Galaxy out right now. You can get this Galaxy in 16, 32, and 64 gigabytes. The 16 gigabyte version sells on Amazon for $5.49, whereas the 32 gigabyte version is $5.99. That is a little on the high side. For tablets, that is a little on the high side. However, I will tell you the features and benefits of this particular tablet are very deep, they're very broad, and until one actually puts one in their hands, plays with it a little bit, goes into the settings area, looks around, one cannot really appreciate just how deep this tablet is. The features in this tablet, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my big fat sausage fingers down in there. The features of this tablet are so broad and so wide that in a short review I just can't go into everything. However, I will tell you that there are some drawbacks to this tablet, in spite of the fact that I'm going to tell you that I really like this tablet and this will become my tablet of choice. Some of those drawbacks include the cost. Of course, it's about $50 higher than the iPad 4, and even a few $100s more than, say, the Xperia Z. As far as the operating system itself, it's a little buggy. Sometimes you touch on an icon and it doesn't respond just as quickly as you're accustomed to with maybe some other tablets. However, I will tell you that it's my hope and expectation that Samsung will make a few software updates. It is not, this lag is not related to the speed of this tablet. This is a very fast tablet. It may be the fastest Android operating system on the market. Not only is it fast, it's got fantastic graphics. To say this is sleek, to say it is smoking hot, that would not be enough. This is a very nice tablet. As I said already, you can get 16, 32, or 64 gigabytes of memory on the side over here. We do have an expansion slot. You pop that open and I already have a micro SD card in there. So you can expand that another 64 gigabytes. As far as processor speed, this puppy runs at 1.9 gigahertz. It is a quad-core processor. It is fast. And on tests, compared to other tablets, including the Surface and the iPad, it is by far a smoking tablet. You don't get 1 gigabyte or 2 gigabyte of installed memory. You get 3. Runs on 4.3 Android. That's the Jelly Bean. That's the newest Android operating system. It's stable. It does have an overlay. That is, it has its own proprietary skin, so it doesn't look like an Android, as you can tell. If you flip through there, you can see it's got its own software built in. There's a blank screen. However, that Android is stable, and I just think that with this buggy issue that I've referred to, that is an issue that I believe will be resolved. It just, you do notice it, say you put a high impact game, one that requires a lot of graphics and memory, you may get that unit crash on you, or that game crash on you. That's really inconvenient. It's not something anyone likes to experience. However, I noticed it doesn't happen very frequently, but it does occasionally happen. So that is a drawback to this particular unit. Now, one of the other drawbacks is on the multi-screen. If you're familiar with this tablet, it has multi-screen. That is, you have one screen here and one screen here, sizable, so that if you're multitasking, say you want to open your Gmail and you want to open your YouTube side by side, grab your S Pen from the side here, and you can grab here and you can resize that screen. Sorry about that. And in addition to that, there's a click right here. You take your S Pen and you click, and you get your semicircle, and you can draw yourself a new screen within that one, and you can add another program. Maybe you want your browser up. So now I've got 3 windows open. Okay, that's fantastic. That's extremely useful, and it's something that should have been in tablets a long time ago. However, because there are just a few apps that can be opened that way, not everything that you have loaded on your tablet can be quick accessed in a multi-screen, or a multi-window. So there are limitations there. Not everything will be able to be opened. I believe that's something that in future versions we'll see improved considerably. So that's a drawback, that you can't open everything that you want. It doesn't seem like a big limitation, and it really isn't. Also, with the text recognition software built into the tablet, as you're writing, say you're writing your name or whatever, you're writing it in cursive, it doesn't always identify the letters correctly. I've noticed that it's good, but it's not great. It's not as accurate as it can be. Also, the tablet has a large bezel around that fantastic screen. I'd really like to see those bezels shrink a little bit. Well, that's just John's opinion. Also, we have a leather-like Fox back. It's plastic. It's very nice looking. You can see the stitching along in here. I don't know if you can see that clearly, but you have stitching along in here. You can get this in white or black. It has a leather feel and a leather look. It's not slippery. You have your nice, well concealed S Pen slot. You have a built-in light or camera flash. You have up on the top here, you have your volume up, your volume down, and your power button. On the side here, you have your SD card slot. And sorry, my great big sausage fingers again in the way. I've already got a memory SD card in there. You have your USB port on the bottom. This band looks metal. It is plastic. The back is plastic. Most of the tablet is in fact made of plastic. On the side here you have your audio out, and you have your speaker. You have a speaker here and a speaker here. They're some of the most conveniently located speakers I've seen yet, and the quality surround sound is very, very good. What gets me is that you have this fantastic tablet with so many built-in features, but yet they put that plastic band and that plastic back on them. And I know they're doing that to reduce the weight of the overall weight of the tablet. And it does have a very light weight. And when you compare the weight of this tablet, you're looking at 1.2 pounds versus 1.44 pounds on the iPad 4. Also, the thickness of this tablet is just under 1/3 of an inch thick. And again, that's smaller than the iPad 4, which is just over 1/3 of an inch thick. The forward-facing camera is a 2.0 megapixel. Again, if you compare that to the iPad, it is a 1.2. So you have a 2.0 and you have an 8.0 in the back. You have your flash, and the camera features are actually very, very nice. If you open up your camera and you start snapping some photos, there are some features in there that are just fantastic. Multi-picture, choose the best face, and so on. Some of the technology, being a Samsung, is very, very good. Some of the best features I've seen yet in a tablet. I always harp about the graphic quality, and you look at say the iPad 4, you get a 1.2 megapixel front-facing camera and a 5 megapixel rear-facing camera. They can do better, and what we've seen in Samsung, they did do better. Also, you look at your screen resolution. You have 2560 by 1600. This is fantastic screen resolution. In the Retina iPad 4, you get 1536 by 2048. Again, this is much improved. This is a better deal for you. You're getting better looking graphics. Your angles are just superb. You can be almost anywhere and get a very clear and crisp image. It's great for movies and games, or just regular apps. If you use Word or Excel, they work just wonderful here. As far as connectivity, you have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 4. You can order this. This is a Wi-Fi version. You can get a version that's LTE and 3G. You have as far as sensors, you have a proximity sensor, a gyroscope, compass, a magnetometer. You have an accelerometer. So you have a lot built into this tablet. As far as slots, we've already gone over those. You have your lower USB port or micro USB port for charging. Also, they do sell an adapter that goes in there that you can use a standard size USB or a HDMI, so you can play your movies if you'd like. That is an aftermarket product. As far as apps, it comes with all the Google apps. It has your Gmail, etc. It does not come with Facebook. It's very disappointing. It doesn't come with Facebook. It does come with other things, but it doesn't come with Facebook. You have a scrapbook built into it. You have a memo writer. You have a screenwriter. You have a search feature. You have Samsung Knox, which is built to military specs. For folder locking, etc. You have a Dropbox, which allows you to store your files in the cloud. They give you 2 years at 50 gigabytes. That's fantastic, free with the tablet. Again, as I said, the actual apps that come with this are so deep, it's very difficult to try to describe them all in a short review. What I will tell you is you would not be disappointed in the depth at which you get from this tablet. I don't know why it's not working, but you do have a magazine reader, and I know I'm at the wrong angle to try to illustrate that for you, but you have a magazine reader built into it, which is very nice. As far as battery life, you get about 7.5 hours of moderate to heavy use. 8.5 and greater of light use. The graphics, as you can see from where you are, they're fantastic. They're very clear and they're concise. Again, it's if you take the 1.9 gigahertz processor and you combine that with the graphics and the 3 gigabytes of memory, the lightweight, the lightness of this tablet and thinness, you combine that with the 2 megapixel and 8 megapixel cameras, the connectivity options, the ports, all the apps. This is a fantastic buy, even at $599. As far as the pros, I've already discussed. It's lightweight, it's thin, it's smoking fast, it's crystal clear graphics, has great connectivity options, 4.3 Android. It's probably the fastest and most powerful 10-inch tablet on the market. It beats iPad and the Surface in tests. Now again, it's a little choppy, and so I don't want you to think that this is the end all. It's not. It is a little choppy. Now, the S Pen feature, which you remove your S Pen on the side here, and you can touch one of your icons. You have the option of creating a new window of the size of your choice, and you can open up, maybe you want to open up your calculator and do some calculations right here in this screen with some other icons, or maybe in another background, maybe in the multi-window. Anyhow, it's available. Your S Pen has a nice click here, which is just a real nice, easy touch. They do give you some spare tips and a device to remove the tips, so your Air Pen or S Pen can continue to work for you. It's a very nice feature. It's a nice looking pen. It feels good in the hands. Other features is the multi-window, and the multi-window is, as I've shown you briefly, you choose the two programs that you'd like to use. Maybe you want to use Note, the S Note program, and you want to use the video. It will split these up. Actually, it took a little too long to actually click on that other. I've got the browser here. I've got the video going on there, and I can resize that really easily. I can make one bigger and one smaller. If you're like me, a lot of times you're trying to enter in a password or a code and you need to get in to your browser, but you also have to have your email open up. This is fantastic for that. Also, if you look at your screen, you'll see the blue ring around this screen and no blue ring around that screen. That tells you that if you hit the back button, it will close this screen, not this screen. You would need to touch this screen to transfer that blue square, and then to close it, and to close it. I did have S Note open, I forgot there. The center button on your Note is for to go home, so you press that, it'll always take you home. Your options are the other button, and of course your apps page, which is right here. You go home, you have your active apps that'll show you what's running presently. Press end, you can see it right there. You press end, it'll close it. It'll show you what's downloaded. Has a built-in RAM manager. You can clear the memory at any time by pressing your RAM manager. Shows your storage, everything from the home screen, right up here. Very, very nicely done. Other programs that are built in, you have your magazines called My Magazines. You have your pen window, which is what I just showed you, is creating a nice square and placing a program within that. Also at the top, I neglected to show you have an IR or a remote control, and I was able to get it to work on my devices at home without any difficulty. You just open up your program. It has a TV guide built into it, so you enter in your zip code and your cable provider, and it will have a TV guide for you. I can't say enough good about the Galaxy Note 2014 edition. I think it's a large step forward from the original Galaxy Note 10. I think it's a improvement over the iPad 4 and certainly over the Surface. And I even, those of you who've watched many of my videos know that I'm a big ASUS fan, and I actually think that they have done a great job at showing ASUS what apps we'd like. And so without any more, I would just tell you that you get a good solid thumbs up. Your memory, I forgot to mention no, I think I did your battery life is 7.5 hours of moderate use and 8.5 of heavy use. Excuse me. Again, your sound is very good, surround sound. There are some graphic apps within the program to change the graphic quality depending on how you want to use your tablet, and that will also determine how much battery life is used. So all in all, I don't think a person can go wrong, even with it being a little buggy, with the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 2014 edition. And if you want to know the model number, it's SM-4600. That's SM-P 600. SMP 600.